Okay, so now let's just do some practice questions and hope that it got more challenging so we could see the more challenging type of questions. So we're asked to expand and simplify. So let's do question A. Again, the strategy that we want to use, we want to make sure that we're thinking about BADMAS. We want to apply our distributive property. And we want to be on the lookout for difference of squares, which would be difference of squares, and then we want to look for the trinomials, right? So it's going to be a plus or minus depending on the case, which is a squared plus or minus 2ab plus b squared. That's just a simplified way of writing it, right? But technically we could have written as a plus b squared equals to a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. Likewise for the negative part, but that's just a very concise way of writing it. All right, so let's try this out. Okay, A. Let's take care of the exponents. So let's gonna open up some brackets here. X plus 3 squared will be the first term square plus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the second term square, close your brackets, plus 3x minus 1. So we didn't do anything to the 3x minus 1 yet. So let's simplify our square brackets. X squared plus 6x plus 9 plus 3x minus 1. Great. So now we're going to use the distributive property. So we're going to multiply 2 by x squared, 2 by 6x, 2 by 9. So what does that look like? 2x squared plus 12x plus 18. But here we need to do a little bit more work because we have to take care of the second term. So we need to use distributive property, 3 times x plus 3 times negative 1. So in other words, it's going to be 3x minus 3. Okay, so again, now when we want to simplify it, you always start with the highest power that you have. So the highest power, in this case, is x squared. But that is the only term that has the x squared, so we're just going to rewrite it. Then we want to look at terms with the second highest power, which would be x. So we want to collect 12x with 3x. So we're going to add those two together. 12x plus 3x will be 15x. 18 plus negative 3. In other words, now I'm looking at the constants. So the terms without any x. So 18 minus 3, which is positive 15. Good. Okay, for the next ones, I'm going to go a little bit faster, and that way you can just check your answers. So see if you can follow along. So my strategy in this case, I'm going to pick out, and I notice that this is a difference of squares multiplied by 4. So it's going to be m squared minus 4. I do nothing to the second term for now. I apply the distributive property. So 4m squared minus 16 minus m minus 1. Now when I'm simplifying, I take care of the highest power first, which is 4m squared. The second highest power is just m, so negative m. The constants, negative 16 minus 1, negative 17. Okay, so now I'm trying to go a little bit faster so that way you could just check your answers, okay? Now we have 2 questions left in this lesson, so let's do the next one. Again, you want to look at the question and try to pick out a strategy. So here notice we have a difference of squares. So let's try to focus on that first. So let's leave the first terms untouched. since it's a difference of squares, we could rewrite that as x squared minus 1. Okay, so now we're going to take care of our exponents. Again, in this case, the order that you do this, if you have a different strategy, go for it, or you could do multiple steps in one, but I'm trying to make it easier to follow along. So I'm going to take care of the exponent now. So use your trinomial formula. So the first term all square plus 2 times the first term times the second term plus the second term square, all brackets, minus 2x squared minus 1. Okay, let's simplify this before we try to go any further. 2x squared, 4x squared, 2 times 2 is 4, times negative 3. Well, wait, I got lost. Okay, 2 times 2, 4, 4 times negative 3, negative 12x plus 9. We didn't do anything to the second term, so let's rewrite it. At this stage, we're going to apply our distributive properties. Okay, so distributive property. I like to put the arrows to remind me so that I don't forget any term. 3 times 4x squared is 12x squared minus 36x plus 27 minus 2x squared plus 2. Again, same strategy as before. You want to pick out the highest powers of x first. Simplify them. So 12x squared minus 2x squared. Then you go to the second highest power of x, which would just be x itself. Ah, that's the only term. Good. Then the constants. So 27 plus 2. And then you finish that question. Alright, so I'm going to make this smaller so I have writing space for the next question. Nice. Wow, this one looks pretty complicated. Not really. When you look at it, we have an exponent here of power of 2, and there's a difference of squares. So now we're going to do it in one step. Let's see how good we are. So 9y squared minus 1 plus 2y squared plus 2y plus 1. Simplify. The second one, I'm not going to expand it out for now. I don't want to do too many steps at once because I want to apply the distributive property. Okay, so 9y squared minus 1, applying the distributive property, so 2y squared plus 4y plus 2. Simplifying, so again, what's the strategy? We want to start off with the highest powers of y or x, but this one is y is the variable. So 9y squared plus 2 is 11. Then you go to the second highest power of y, which is just y by itself. That's the only term, so you're going to rewrite it. Then you're going to take care of the constant terms, to the negative 1 and the 2. So negative 1 plus 2 will just be plus 1. Alright, hopefully you got all the right answers, and make sure you ask any questions if you need some help.